Jeff, how was your Wednesday practice today?
It was a little tough today. We went really hard yesterday. They had weight room day yesterday. I think they gave me what they had, but you could tell we had paid for. We took a lot out of them yesterday, to be very honest with you. So I got to watch the video, but I could tell the weight room and a long practice yesterday. We double timed a lot of stuff yesterday, and conference play is not far away, and we've got a long ways to go.
Jeff, you talked about the receivers a few times this week. What can you guys do to help that group come alive at a higher level?
Well, we've got to be better coaches and get them in space better, and we've got to protect our quarterbacks when we get the ball to them.
You've talked in previous years about how important the blocking component of that job is. I don't think we've talked about that much this year. How does the new group kind of perform in that regard?
We've been okay at that, and we haven't really thrown it out there as much as we probably need to yet. But we've been okay at that. It just takes time, and I know when we've had moments we've done well. We just hadn't done it enough. It goes back to your previous question. We've got to do a better job of getting the ball to our receivers and give them a chance to make some plays.
Owen was kind of telling us that the opposing defenses so far have done a good job of kind of taking away the downfield options, and then it just kind of looks like he's checking down, but that's just what the defense is giving it. So how would you grade that aspect on it?
I don't think we've given, he's just being a good kid and covering for his coach. We haven't given him a lot of opportunities, honestly. We haven't been able to protect him well enough, and he can't stand up here in front of you guys and tell y'all that. But I can say it because I'm the one responsible for it, to be honest.
We talked about the leadership Monday, and you mentioned a lot of defensive guys, but who on the offense has kind of stepped forward and provided that?
Well, Makai's wonderful because he's just played so long and he's been so good at doing it, but he hasn't been out there much. So we're still searching for that. Oscar is the obvious one. He doesn't talk a lot. We got to get Kavorian going because Kavorian does love to talk, but he hasn't been having much success yet. So, we're just a lot like we were last year. We're looking for confidence. We're looking for guys that want to step up, and we haven't, as a coaching staff, given them enough reason yet to have confidence because we hadn't put them in enough good situations for them to score. So we're working hard to figure out what that looks like.
People often look to the quarterback for that. Is Owen kind of taking on a little bit more of a vocal role, or how does he handle that part?
I would say he's just trying to, monitor his own self right now. I mean, he obviously does it in his own way. He's not real loud. He's a one-on-one guy, goes up to the fellas quite a bit. They all respect him a ton. But I think that will continue to get better as the year goes.
Is that just kind of natural for a young player a lot of times, or is it more personality driven?
No, it's especially at the quarterback position. There's just a lot going on. He's been on the road 2 weeks in a row, man, in some pretty hostile environments. So it's not easy when you're getting your tail knocked off like he is and just trying to survive right now. The game will slow down for him. It slowed down tremendously for him last week, which will allow him to pour into others more. But right now, he's, when you get thrown out in the ocean and you got sharks swimming everywhere and you don't have a life jacket on, you're trying to make sure Greg's okay. You're not really worried about JJ and Jeff. You're just trying to stay alive. And we've thrown the guy out there in the ocean with no life jacket and some sharks. So we haven't really set him up too much for success just yet. Silly analogy, but it's the first thing that came to my mind.
Jeff, along those lines, it seems like the kind of mental side of things a lot with the guys is they're still pretty positive.
Yeah, they've been great. They're just waiting for it to turn, and it always turns here. It's all that's why I love them so much. I've been with them now for 5 years, and we've only had one time we were all happy in September. We're about a 500 club historically, and we're trying to get back there right now. And you find out about people. I mean, when you're winning, it's easy to coach football. It's easy to come in here, but when you lose and you get your teeth kicked in like we are right now, you find out about the people. And we got a lot of guys that love the team and love ball, and they're still showing up and practicing, so we got a chance to be better.
I think you guys have started a different pair at corner in every game so far. Is it just kind of giving everybody in the room a shot to be in that spot, or what goes into that?
It's up to them. They earn it each week. And Nick Graham runs a tight room, and they get right, they'll play. If they don't get right, they won't play.
Jeff, what does Houston Christian do good offensively? Are they still kind of up-tempo spread?
Yeah, spread out, big splits in the line, and get the ball to their athletes in space and play really fast. I mean, it's a very Western Kentucky, South Florida, Baylor, old days like the speed of tempo.
You talked about some third down struggles for your offense. Is it just the quality of the opponent you face, or is there something you identified there that you need to look at?
No, we got to figure out what our guys can do. And when you play quality opponents, you can kind of get a good beat on that. Getting Mekhi back and Kamara playing so well, it's going to allow you to throw the ball down the field more. Those tackle positions are important. So when we got to win the outside lanes, when we do it, we have tried. We've talked about it. We had the big drop coming out of our own end zone against Texas State. That was a big drop. But I know Willie's a good football player. Willie's going to make that play. We got to keep giving him a chance. So it's a combination. They got to be better in the outside lanes. We haven't got to throw many post balls yet because it takes time, protection. So we'd like to get that going again, which you saw quite a bit of last year with McEwen and Tyke.
Jeff, I think Charlie Strong's going to be on the call this weekend. What's that dynamic like for you? Have you talked to him yet?
I haven't, but I just know Charlie. He's a wonderful human. He's always had my back for forever. I don't know why he's always been so good to me. Through all the tough times we went through at Texas, he never said a cross word to me one time. I do think when you have been a head coach and you go become an assistant, I know what he goes through. So I think those are always the best assistants, guys that have been head coaches, because they know that no one feels like the head coach. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody tries to make you believe. Nobody feels like the head coach in the whole building but the head coach. The weight is just that heavy. And I always felt that for Charlie. So I really wanted to be the best assistant coach I could be for him. And I know he could tell that about me. So we have a very deep relationship. And I have nothing but the greatest things in the world to say about Charlie Strong. And I'm sure he'll have some funny things to say. He loves to make fun of me, and we've had a good time together through the years. And one of my favorite ones is when he interviewed me. I'm from Gilmer, Texas. I'm going to the big city of Austin. I'm thinking we're going to go eat at VY's or have some big steak. It's going to be something. He said, "Hey, Traylor, you know what today is, don't you?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "Today's Tuesday." I said, "Okay." He said, "You know what that means, don't you?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "That's two-piece Tuesday at Popeyes." I said, "So what does that mean?" He said, "That's what we're having for lunch." I said, "Charlie, I come all the way from Gilmer, Texas, and I'm gonna have Popeyes." I said, "We got Kentucky Fried Chicken in Gilmer." He's like, "That ain't Popeyes. What you gonna get?" I said, "Probably a breast." He's like, "Figures." I said, "What you gonna get?" So that's when I promise you'll probably tell that story.
That's hilarious, Coach. Would you be a college coach if not for him? You ever think about that?
I had other job offers along the way. It wasn't the University of Texas. And I really liked Charlie. I really did. I just liked him. He's funny. He's a great recruiter. He's a really good football coach. I don't know. It's a great question, JJ. I don't know if I would have told anybody else yes. I think y'all know me well enough to know if I don't feel it in my soul, I won't do it. And I felt good about Charlie. Obviously, I knew the risk we were taking. I knew the pressure he was under when I got there. I know how that place is like. But probably the combination of his personality and the University of Texas is the only thing that would make me leave, Gilmer. But I had other offers along the way, but it just wasn't the University of Texas and it wasn't Charlie.
All right, Jeff, appreciate it.
Jeff.
Thanks.